Hi, Jewish Mom. So it's been a really, really long time since we've been in touch, since I've made a pep talk. I hope that all of you had an amazing Pesach. And so I want to tell you a story from my life. That's something that happened before Pesach. I'm going to start out with that. So before Pesach, so I was telling you, I told you like a few weeks ago that in Rabbi Niven's Chabura, he puts a lot of emphasis on something called the 72 days of Chesed. The 72 days of Chesed, of loving kindness, start on the 25th day of Adar. And the parallel, the 25th day of Elul was the creation of the world. So this kind of parallels that. It's like the second creation of the world, let's say, when it's like it starts a 72-day period leading up to Shavuot, when we have a tremendous, like it's like the most powerful time of the year, auspicious time of the year to change our character traits. So Rabbi Niven bases this on the teachings of the Leshem, the great Kabbalist the Leshem, who was the grandfather of Harav Elyashiv Zatzal. So for the last, I guess, 6 years since I've been doing the Chabura, so every year I choose, and in accordance with Rabbi Niven's instructions, something a microscopic avoda, a microscopic, very, very teensy thing that I can do to work on something that's the most important thing for me to be working on. The character trait, like the aspect of my life, which is the most important thing for me to be working on for me. And so what I really wanted this year, going into the 72 days of Chesed, was I really wanted to work on feeling more of a feeling kind of joy and excitement with my children, kind of like a feeling of like chidush, renewal. Not just kind of like, okay, another day with the kids, another day with the kids, and they're whining again. Oh, okay, when they're going to go to sleep. Kind of want to like feel like more joy and excitement with them, with these kids who are kind of the center of, my life and my, whatever, what I'm doing here. So my avoda, initially I made a pep talk about it, was to every day take a picture of my kids doing something that I found like cute, take a photo with my camera, and then write down something cute that they said. So Hashem kind of had like a sense of humor, and the very next day, on I guess maybe it was the 27th or the 26th of Adar, my phone broke, meaning I had no camera. So I had to kind of change things. So what I did is I decided, just instead of taking the picture and then like the funny caption I was going to write down, I decided I would, whenever I saw my kids do something cute that I wanted to capture, and that made me feel like just happy to be with them, I go like this. I make like a little kind of like as though like I'm like with my fingers taking a picture. So I've been doing that for the last few weeks. It's really so sweet. It means like several times a day, I just go like this. Like I'll see, like I'm sitting with my kids. I'm sitting with with my 1-year old, 3-year old, and 5-year old, sitting after nursery school, watching some butterflies, and I'm like, that is cute. Or my 3-year old says something adorable, cute, or my 5-year old says something like in this really, really kind of. Sometimes she has this very kind of grown-up voice, and so she's talking like her teacher, like cute. Or the 16-year-old holding the 1-year-old, cute. All these pictures, and ends up being, and what I've seen is that it really has. It's been very effective in that I feel like, so then through those minutes, those moments like this microscopic avoda, microscopic, service of, like, microscopic work of the 70 days of Chesed, that I really am, I feel it changing. I feel like all of these are meaning that then kind of the doldrums of of the daily grind of raising kids, it doesn't bring me down, because I think like, oh, I have so many of these. I have at least 2 or 3 a day, sometimes more. And it makes me feel like, well, like I like this. I'm enjoying myself. It gives me this feeling of chidush. So right before Pesach, something else happened, which brought a lot of a feeling of chidush, of renewal into my life. And so this is kind of a bit of a strange and unexpected story. So Rabbi Niven told us that right after Rosh Chodesh Nisan, which is exactly 2 weeks before Pesach. So Rosh Chodesh Nisan, there's a tremendous feeling of renewal, the power of renewal that comes into the world. So I was really excited because that's what I wanted. I was davening for this feeling of renewal. Okay, so what happened? The day after the Rosh Chodesh Nisan, so I get an emergency phone call. One of my family members on the day after Rosh Chodesh fainted and was rushed to the emergency room in an ambulance, and was kept in the hospital for a few days. And they weren't really sure what was going on. They came up with a diagnosis, but it seemed kind of strange, and things were kind of scary. And the diagnosis, so basically they sent my family member home, and the diagnosis, again, they gave some medication, but that diagnosis wasn't so convincing. Didn't seem to exactly fit or even nearly fit what was actually happening to my family member. So then basically my family member was sent home for a few days, and then Tuesday, the Tuesday before Pesach, when I was, when all of Am Yisrael, we were all cleaning and getting ready and everything and organizing, and so that day, got another call from my family member's doctors saying again a test had come back. We had to emergency take my family member back to the hospital, and my family member was there until Friday, the Friday of Lil Seder. So on Thursday morning, when I had hoped to be in my kitchen, preparing for the Seder. So Friday morning, I was actually, outside of, an operating room, davening, saying Tehillim, interspersing, saying Tehillim for my family member in surgery, and at the same time, instructing my kids. My older kids who were cooking, okay, now pour some onions, pour some oil, not too much, pour some oil in the pot. Okay, now you did that. Okay, now cut up the onion, put the onion in, okay, until it turns kind of yellow. Okay, now put in a tablespoon of salt. That's what I was doing on Thursday morning. So Baruch Hashem, the fantastic people at Shari Tzedek, the doctors at Shari Tzedek, there was like a meeting of the expert doctors at Shari Tzedek, and they actually seemed to have diagnosed my family member, and really, through like a short surgery, we're able, I hope, it appears, to have taken care of the problem. You don't even have to daven for my family member. Baruch Hashem, it seems like really the tests are coming back, and it seems like everything has been taken care of. So what does this have to do with chidush? What does it have to do with renewal? Because the thing, I mean, I guess it's kind of crazy, but kind of obvious, is that, like, I just feel so excited. Like, you should have been. So my family member came back, I said, like, a few hours, I think at like 11 o'clock in the morning before Lil Seder. So that the Hallel that we said on Seder night, we were just like, it was like, I don't know, it was very late at night, and we were just all like just singing it with all of our hearts, singing Hallel, thanking Hashem for what we have. And all of a sudden it was just like, wow, like what we have, like we're all here. All of us, my whole family together, we're here. And I love my family. Okay, like there's the humdrum and the grind and all the different, all like the more difficult aspects of the daily grind and going through and wanting this feeling of renewal. But it was all of a sudden, it was just like, just being it, just having this was just like, oh my God, I have it. And that just gave me the greatest feeling of chidush, the greatest feeling of renewal. Was just like, I have it, and this is what I want. I have it. I want this. So in conclusion, I want to bless all of us that that we shouldn't need these difficult experiences to appreciate what we have, and so I hope, like, through vicariously through my own challenging experience, and that all of you will be able to give, like, look at your own lives and and through my own challenging experience, Erev Pesach, and that you will be able to look at your own lives and feel that chidush in your own daily lives with your own family. Bless all of your Jewish moms with an amazing, amazing week. Kol Tov.